We'll go to the pier and drink us some beer. Hey, the first 10 seconds are done. They're done. So if you guys are done with your Christmas music, you're already upset that it's all about the Christmas music on all the stations. You can always go to K-Frog. K-Frog also has some really good country music. If you guys are into the country music, I always talk about how much I love Go Country 105, My FM, Kiss, and so many other amazing radio stations. But if you're totally annoyed and can't, just need a change for a while from all the Christmas music, you can go to K-Frog. The only gripe that I have with K-Frog is that here in Irvine, California, Woodbridge, and nearby areas, sometimes K-Frog does not get the best signal. So that's my only gripe. And it has nothing to do with K-Frog, I don't think. So there you have it. Anyway, so yesterday I promised you that I would bring this back, and I ruined it. I ruined it yesterday. Yesterday was a disaster. It was a disaster beyond your imagination. But I'm back here with the cube, and today the cube is extra cubey. It's cubular. Anyway, I've also brought all the technology stuff and all of the other stuff here from. So we're going to get into all of this good stuff. It's a little bit colder than yesterday, and that is annoying. But luckily, the sun is right here. It's right here. It's powering on whatever's left of my brain cells. So we'll get that up and running, and do some fun stuff. So just wanted to point out something like I said the other time. The other time I went ahead. The squirrels just got in my way and in my head. And so I completed. I remember how there was 6 and then all of these done. And then over here, it was the same. This time it's not done. So this time I'm at the point where I wanted to be last time to show you guys the other little move. And there's this one is done and this one is done. So the idea with this is that you put one of the sides, like the green side, on my right hand and this facing away from me. And then I do that famous algorithm that I talked about the other day. I think it was right up, top left. So right up, top left. All right, so right up, top left. Right down, top left. Right up, top left twice, and it goes back to here. Okay, so I think that kind of worked maybe. So now if I adjust it like this, it worked. Look, for once it actually worked. So as you can see here, this one is all done. So it's the usual 6 that I talk about plus that one, the usual 6 plus that one, the usual 6 plus that one, and the usual 6 plus that one. I forgot to go and check out the video on how to do the last piece now, because the last piece is all about finding that last cube that is not that one, this one. It's all about finding this one, but this one is already in the correct place. So theoretically, then you'd have to find the next one, which is sort of paired, but none of them are actually working. So let's see. Blue, white, and red. No, that's wrong there. That's wrong there too. And lo and behold, they're all wrong up there. So I'm not sure. When you get to this point, I'm not sure, because this one is already in the right spot. Does that mean that if I'm going to try that algorithm again, I'm pretty sure that it's going to mess it up. But hey, at least I didn't lie about the other bit. So we'll do down, left, and then up like that, and then we'll do down like that, and then theoretically this should work, but then I haven't been able to do it the other 100 times that we tried this the other day. That didn't work. So let's see. It didn't work. It's back in this place that it was. So there's that extra twisting action that is required there, and I just can't remember at which point you're supposed to do the twisting action, which is very annoying indeed. At which point are you supposed to change it so that it goes. We'll try it one more time. Go down, left, up. Still no? I think the key is to keep going, but it's just not working. It's just not working. But like maybe at some point it will work. I'm doing the same thing over and over. At some point it'll go back to normal. But no, it just won't change it. And so there's more to this trick that I'm not getting, but this is basically where I usually get to at the very end. And there's just the one more trick that I'm missing here, which just usually stumps me, which is where we are here. Let's see, find one top corner that was matching. We did that, but it didn't work. So, I mean, we could try it again, but then what's the point? Because the whole point of this is to get this to match there, and it's already matching. So that's not it. We could do top left. We do top left, then right up, top right, and then left up, top, left, right, down, top, right, left, down. And that exactly accomplished nothing, I don't think. I think we're back at the same spot that we were before. Yeah, same o. That accomplished nothing. So that's the point here, that I'm gonna have to do more research and remember how this works again. I used to be able to do this no problem, but again, we're stucky with the ducky. Oh, this is the other thing that I was able to do the other day. I wanted to show you guys is one of the annoying things is what happens when you're like this. You see, when you're happening like this, where you've got all the other bits running except for these bits that are stuck there. So the solution to that is to find the correct pattern, and you have to mix them around. But the idea is that once you have it like this in this sort of L shape, you see that, and you bring the L shape down, and then you move the other one out of the way, and now you're back to where you were before. And so that worked, except whatever I did with the algorithm earlier messed up the other bits here. You see that? Did that again. So now in order to do that thing, we'd have to do it all over again with that right up. What was it? I think it was right up, top left, right down, top left, right up, and there. But that doesn't always work, as you can see here, because now all the other bits are mismatched all over again. So theoretically, you have to keep messing around with bits and pieces, which you can. If you're very smart, you know exactly what you're doing. If you're not very smart, you're just guesstimating where things might go and hoping that at some point you'll get at least two of those sides to do that thing that I explained earlier. So then you can redo that game that we did earlier before. And all you need is to have two of these aligned. Right now we don't have two of those aligned in the middles. And so we need to continue messing around until we do have two of those aligned. Still no? Still no. Still no? Do we have one orange and one green, or one orange and... Nope. Bad. Bad stuff. Bad stuff. So we can try that again. Again, this is not the best way to do it. I never tell you guys that I know the best way to do. This is the way that I do it. And as you can see, it is not ideal. But most of the time, if you mess around enough with it, eventually you get something, which is why this method is not good for speed cubing. Because you see now what we have here is we have this, which is on opposite sides. You have this one 6 on opposite side, and you have this side with opposite side. And that is not going to work for us at all. And one of the cubes is in the correct spot already, so you know that that's not going to work because we did that earlier, and it failed us. It failed us miserably. So we got to stop that from happening. Make sure we get that thing out of the way. Wait, I think I ruined the whole thing again. Did I? Yes, I did. While I was demonstrating the obvious, it was not so obvious again. Okay. Okay, not okay though. Because now we're back at this point here where you see we've got all the bits except for those bits, but there is that bit that I talked about. But it has to be, where did the yellow go? It has to be this cube that comes back down here. And it has to be connected to the correct cube there too. So although that's right, we need to connect it up to the blue and orange, So these two cubes need to be aligned and then sent back down there. But right now they're not aligned correctly, which makes this really annoyingly hard to get this back to where it usually goes, and that doesn't work. So dance bro. That didn't work. Because what did I do with the other piece that was supposed to go there? Oh, I moved it out of the way. And now I was trying to use the wrong cube bit. So that's great. I need the blue and the orange. Blue and the orange is all the way over here. No, it's not. It's not even the right one. Okay, what did I do here? Oh, it's on the correct place. What was I doing? I'm out of it. Okay, here, we're back to where we were before. Yay. So now that we have that all messed up, that's great. That's great news. We can search for ways to do this wrong again. And now we were close, but now we're no cigar because what we need is the red one. The red and the white to go back to where they're supposed to go. Which was... Come on, bro. Come on, bro. So the whole point of this algorithm here that I'm running right now is to make sure that I get the bit that I want in the right spot. And now it's in the wrong spot again. So it did not work. It failed. Miserably failed. Do we have at least 2 of those things? No, there's a lot of pieces that are like white and on the side, and they are just messing with me. They're just messing with me. They be messing with me. Okay, I think we're good now. All right, we're back to what I said before was going to happen. We have those. You see how long it takes though? The speed cubers would have beaten like 20 rounds of cubes already by the time that I did one. And you see now we have, there we go, 6 and 6 plus that 1, 6 plus that 1, 6 plus that 1, 6 plus that 1. And so all of those are correct. And now we need to find that one piece that I said before has to have the matching. So we can hold a cube like this or something so you guys can see. We need to find the one that's matching with all the bits. So if this one is correct, it'll have at least blue, orange, and that one. So that definitely doesn't match. What about this one? Does this one match? It's supposed to have red, white, and blue, but it doesn't. What about this one? Does this one match? It needs to have green, red, sorry, it needs to have green, red, and white. So this one is the one that you want. And so what you want to do is to aim it at yourself like this, and then run that algorithm. But we've already seen, we can try one more time. It goes down, left, up, and this, down. And as you can see, it didn't work because I didn't use that extra rotation there where I was supposed to. And so I need to rewatch the video of the genius that taught me this thing. And then I did poorly in the hieroglyphics here. And that's why I can't remember how to do it. I did it the other night. I did it the other night by accident or on accident. Everybody has their own way of saying it. But anyway, there we go. Other important announcement today, I think, did I just say it or not? Who knows? I'm going to say it again just in case I didn't say it at the beginning of the video. I just did a giveaway. All you need to do to take what you want from the giveaway is to be an Irvine, California Woodbridgian. Just made up a new word. So long as you are a Irvine, Californian Woodbridgian and you have access to the funny room that I speak of and where I do all my giveaways, you can go in there and get yourself a mini RC helicopter or a nice chassis for your Arduino or Raspberry Pi projects with tank treads and stuff and motors. 12-volt motors are available in that kit with bits and pieces. You can screw in bits and bobs onto that thing. You need to provide your own batteries, so I don't have any of those. And then there's also the one that I did. It took me like months and months on end to figure out how to create those Lego pieces. But it also comes with motors and tires, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So even if you want to scrap all of the work that I've done, just like Steve did, telling me that it's a big pile of donkey poops, it's fine. You still have yourself some really good motors for your Raspberry Pi or Arduino projects, which is kind of fun. And yeah, that's all. You don't even have to say thank you, Mark Reviews. You can just go and take it. That's how we roll on this channel. Oh, by the way, there's another Mark Reviews channel right now. I've been watching that channel for a long time. It's got about 15 videos on it. But they're all very high quality, which is why his channel is nearing 1,000 subscribers. And I think I'm gonna make a bet that his or her channel, I don't know if it's a girl or boy or whatever. I'm just gonna say that channel over there is doing very well, and I think it's probably gonna get to 2,000 subscribers before I do. At one point, both of our channels had about 50 subscribers, so they're growing. They're growing. So hats off to them. I always enjoy taking a look at the small channels and watching them grow. It's fun. So anyway, I promised you guys that I was going to talk about technology, so here we are, which is why there's nobody watching it now. I should have done a quad live. Anyway, we're going to talk about handheld fans, and it's good stuff. That's why I talked about fans starting off this morning. All of the fans. So anyway, the propellers spin as electric current from the batteries passes through two motors mounted on the top of the fan. All right, today, the nice thing about today is I don't feel that cold right now because the sun is here. It's keeping me warm. It's charging me up. It's doing that photosynthesis stuff. Anyway, handheld fan. Keep cool with this useful handheld fan. In this project, you'll be using batteries to power two motors with propellers attached to produce a cooling breeze. You will be wiring the motors in parallel, which means that each of the motors is on a separate branch of the circuit, so that each one receives the full voltage the batteries provide. So in a previous exercise, we talked about things not being done in series, or maybe they were talked about being in series or whatever, but when two bulbs went down a certain path, one of them dimmed. So anyway, you guys can go back and watch that episode. It's available. It's available. Anyway, so how to make a handheld fan. Okay, for this project, you will need a battery pack with a built-in switch. You will also need to find pieces of plastic or wood to act as a platform for the motors. They need to be wide enough to hold the motors and long enough that the propeller blades won't touch once they are installed. So this exercise, again, is going to be about 30 minutes. But it says, beware, requires hot glue gun and soldering iron use. The difficulty level is still rather low on this one. Again, when they say 30 minutes, as I always like to say, it depends. If you're doing this on your own, if you've done it before, it ranges. If you do it in a classroom, it usually takes a whole lot longer. It tells you what you need from this toolbox. You're going to need hot glue gun, wire strippers, soldering iron, and solder. You're also going to need 2 AA batteries, 2 little fans, a 1 AA battery pack with built-in switch. You're going to need 3 volt motors. You're going to need 2 of those. You need black stranded wire, 3 inches or 8 centimeters. You're going to need material for handles 6 inches or 15 centimeters long and same width as battery pack. 1 platform for motors, 3 times a quarter inch or 8 times 2 centimeters. Red wire is going to be required too. So red stranded wire, 3 inches or 18 centimeters. I'm going to show you the pictures here. Take a quick look at the pictures. They are amazing. I know, you just wish you could go out and buy yourself this book. It is great. If they still sell it at Costco, you can save yourself the hassle of ordering it online. Just go to the store and buy it. Anywho, it says step 1 is glue the motor platform to the top of the battery pack, making sure it is in the center. Make sure that you can still open the battery pack. Okay, so it wants you to attach this, I guess, piece of plastic material thingy over the top. Again, this book does not provide you with any of the things that you need to make things in this book. You will have to be creative and figure out where the bits are that you can buy and where to buy the pieces. I do believe that some of this kind of stuff can be found at Lowe's, Home Depot, Michael's, Targets. There's bits and pieces that you can find. Some of this stuff may also be found at Micro Center. I was going to say Circuit City, but that's been gone for decades. Anyway, glue 1 motor onto each end of the platform with the shafts pointing away from the side of the battery pack with a switch and the motor terminals facing down. Next, slide on the propellers. Cut and strip 2 black wires and 2 red wires, each about 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters long, and strip the battery pack wires. I'm going to show you what it means exactly right here. Take a quick look at the book. We're all about the rhyming. Here. Okay. Part 4 is twist the stripped ends of the red wires onto the left terminals of each motor. And then you will twist the stripped ends of the black wires onto the right terminals of each motor. Why? So that they can receive power from the battery pack. I would assume. Twist the ends of the red wires together and the ends of the black wires together. I guess this is what he means by in series, and amazing series it is. Twist the end of the red battery wire around the twisted black wires, then twist the end of the black battery wire around the twisted red wires. Sounds like fun. You feeling giddy inside? All gooey? You can shorten the battery pack wires if they get in the way, is one thing that it says. Also, it says the direction fans rotate this is determined by the polarity of the motors, which you can find out by testing them. So there's no easy way to test them. You can't open them up and check if inside they have the blue polarity and the red polarity. That's just in the diagrams. So anyway, just turn it on, provide power to the motor, and it will spin in one direction or the other way. And based on the direction, you will figure out that the fan is either pulling on the air or pushing on the air. Flip the switch on the battery pack to test whether the propellers create a forward blowing breeze. If the air is blowing backward, switch the black and red battery pack wires around. Once you are happy with the flow of air, solder all of the wire connections. Okay, so once, just like I usually tell you guys, once you have finished testing your bits to make them permanent, you can do the soldering magic. You can grab some of that Hollywood Disney magic there and do that. Here are all the pictures. Man, it's just like I show the pictures and 20 more people just jump on the live. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, so make sure the fans are clear of the handle when they spin and that you can still open the battery pack. Why? Because this way, once the battery runs out, you can just replace the batteries and don't have to unglue things from the battery pack in order to get to the battery latch and stuff, right? So the idea is to do these things. One of the good things about making these kits is that they help you to become more practical in the way that you do things. Methodologies. Anyway, glue a handle to the front of the battery pack that is the same width as the battery pack. Your fan is now finished. When you turn it on, it will create a refreshing breeze. Oh, it's so beautiful. It is. It looks amazing. And that blue is very complimentary. Anyway, so now that you guys have seen this, I'm going to finish reading the rest of this bottom page here. And then I will show you the last picture in the book. Although I may have shown it to you already, I will show it to you again, just in case it wasn't clear the first time. How it works, okay? When you wire circuit components in parallel, each component receives the same voltage. So, in your handheld fan, each motor receives the full 3 volts from the battery pack. 2 motors in parallel will use two motors in the parallel will use twice the power. However, so the batteries will run down more quickly. Awesome. Awesome. It says half the electrons flowing from the negative terminal of the battery pack pass through one motor and half through the other motor. Each motor receives all the energy of the electrons that pass through it. Since the speed at which the motor's shafts spin depends on the voltage, wiring 2 motors in parallel will make each one spin as fast as if you used only one motor. The electric current splits at this junction, and it shows you where it splits at the junction, and then it will tell you about real-world inventions. And I like this about this book is that a lot of times when you go to classes, or at least back in my day, when you went to classes, a lot of the times the teachers will talk about stuff, but don't really tell you a whole bunch about how it relates to the real world. And so some teachers did that, and I always appreciated the teachers that did that, but some of them did not. And that's why I usually fell asleep in history class. Anyway, so real world inventions, car headlights. Car headlights are wired in parallel. If they were wired in series, then if one light stopped working, the other one would also not work, and both would gradually get dimmer as the battery drains. So in this way, you get plenty of power on both of the lights, and if one gets knocked off because you anger the wrong person and they just kick it out or whatever, then you still have the other one that is still running. So that is why that is done the way that you see in the diagram. And hopefully this picture will be very, very crystal clear for you guys. And it will help you guys should you be there with all of your pieces and parts trying to build these amazing kits. Cool. We got one more for you guys today. Let's see how long this one looks like. It's not that long. It's not that long. Shall we do it today or do it tomorrow? So the next one is going to be to create a Matchbox microphone. And, well, it is rather long. And I do want to talk about Ome Wing Chun. I don't know. Maybe we'll just do it. We'll just do it. So Matchbox microphone. A microphone transforms sound waves into an electrical signal and allows the original sound wave to be heard when the signal is converted back. With this Matchbox microphone, you'll be using a pencil lead to capture sound. Oh, for real. It's not joking, for real. It's going to use a pencil lead to capture sound waves and some earphones to help you hear the sound it picks up. This sounds like a fun exercise. So, here we go. The green and red clips are connected to the battery, which provides the base electrical signal that is altered by the microphone. Sound waves make the box vibrate, and those vibrations are passed onto the pencil lead. The microphone creates an electrical signal that can be heard through the earphones. Sounds fun. Sounds fun. Let's take a look at it. Here we go. And the picture is rather cool. There you go. There you go. All right, so in this exercise, we're going to take a look at it. It says, how to make a Matchbox microphone. The safest and easiest way to get the pencil leads you need is to buy mechanical pencil lead refills. Also, it is best to use old or cheap earphones in case they get damaged. Just in case you do decide to do something a little odd and it gets short-circuited, you probably don't want to use the most expensive earphones for this, and so you can use whatever you want. In this case, they will be less cheap. Anyway, so then we've got what? We've got time. It's going to tell you how long this is going to take. It tells you it's a pretty fast project, maybe 15 minutes. Be aware requires Bradall. And we all love our Bradalls, except I didn't know there was such a thing as a Bradall until I started reading this book. So, beware requires Bradall and utility knife use. Difficulty level is just a little bit more difficult than the previous one. And it tells you what you need to succeed if you've got the need for speed. So from the toolbox utility knife Bradall, you're going to need one pair of headphones. You're going to need one matchbox. You're going to need graphite pencil leads. And these are going to be the super thick, long ones, not the, the typical ones that you use in mechanical pens or pencils these days, which are very brittle and super thin. These are going to be larger ones. You're going to need 2 of these large graphites. You're going to need 2 AA batteries. You're going to need wires and a crocodile clip at the end. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. But anyway, crocodile tips at the end. But you're going to need 3 of these crocodile clips, and you're going to need 1 battery pack. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's see. I'll show you. I will show you what you need, because sometimes telling you what you need doesn't work for everybody. I should know. I'm a visual person. You can tell me all this stuff that you want in words, and sometimes I will get it wrong because I didn't see the picture. All right, so use the Bradall to pierce 2 holes about 3/8 inches and 1 centimeter. So apart in one end of the box, then repeat for the other end. Be careful not to hurt your hand while making the piercing. Yeah, so be careful, kids. And anybody who's doing this, do it with a professional or a professor or something. Or a parent who's willing to take the blame for you screwing up. Anyway, so gently scratch one side of both pieces of lead. And the sharp edge of the utility knife to create a flat side on each Okay, so they want you to use a utility knife to remove, clip off, if you will, some shade off. Just like if you're making parmesan pieces and stuff, if you're just making little flakes, do a little bit of that off of the side of the lead in order to make it smoother. I guess that's so that things can clamp onto it a little better. So then push the pencil leads through the holes in the box as shown, and then let the pencil's leads stick out from each end of the box. Twist them around so that the flat sides faces up. Pretty cool. Be gentle when sliding the leads in as they can snap easily. I'm going to show you the pictures for that. Here you go. At the very top, we have the Bradall, our favorite tool in the utility box that I don't actually own a Bradall, so I'll probably use, I don't know. What can you use if not a Bradall? Something pointy. Anyway, something pointy. You could use a skewer, but be careful because that might snap if the thing is very... But you are going through a matchbox, so those are not that difficult to poke through anyway. So, snap the end of the pencil leads so that about 3/8 inches or 1 centimeter remains sticking out from the box. Okay, so it's a very important thing to do. You're gonna make sure that it runs as it should. Great. Snap a piece of pencil lead that's slightly shorter than the width of the box from one of the leftover pieces. Place it flat side down across the other two leads. Leads, I don't know. To bridge the gap between them. I think it's leads. I'll keep getting confused. Anyway, strip the battery pack wires if they are not already stripped. Most of these battery wires these days will come already stripped, and some will be pre-tinned with solder. I guess in the olden days they didn't have that, so potato. Get what you get, and adjust accordingly, just like Wing Chun. Anyway, using one of the crocodile clip wires, connect one of the pencil leads to one of the battery pack wires. You should have 2 crocodile clips that are left free. Connect one crocodile clip on the tip of the metal part of the earphone jack, and the other one to the other end of the metal part. Let me double check that I've read all the bits and pieces. I think there's 2 more bits that I have not read, and I think they are quite important. And maybe I read bits and pieces in the wrong order. Let's see. Let's see if I did that. It wouldn't be the first time. So use a different crocodile clip wire to connect to the remaining battery pack wire. Finally, take a 3rd crocodile clip wire and connect it to the remaining pencil lead. I think that was supposed to be read first, but then I went to number 8. And you should have 2 crocodile clips that are left free. Connect one crocodile clip to the tip of the metal part of the earphone jack and the other one to the other end of the metal part. Insert the headphones or earphones into your ears. Switch on the battery pack if it has a switch, and then gently tap the box. You should hear the tapping sound through one of the earphones. Next, try speaking into the box. So here we go, guys. As I said before, don't use your Bose amazing earphones or headphones, your top quality iPods, earpods, whatever you call those things. Use more cheaply ones like the ones you can get from Daiso. Daiso always has good stuff that is cheap but also works well. And therefore, I can recommend you get some earphones or headphones from there. I get a lot of my earphones from there, and they're great. And that's one of the things that ticks me off about the new Apple stuff is that you would need some kind of adapter to use those in there, and that's really annoying. All right, so how it works. I'm going to tell you how it works. Pencil leads. Pencil leads are not made of lead. They are made of material called graphite mixed with clay. Graphite conducts electricity, but not very well. It has a high resistance to electric current. So please don't eat your leads. They are not that good. Although they have clay in them, and some vegans might decide to eat dirt or whatever. That's not my thing. It's not my jam. Don't eat lead. Just don't eat it. It's not for you. I got distracted again by, there's a lot of people coming through here right now. And they always tend to be pretty people. Because what are you going to do? It's Irvine, California, Woodbridge. You're going to find pretty people. Anyway, so there you go. No sound. No sound. When you connect the circuit, an electric current flows from the battery through the graphite and earphones and back into the battery. Awesome. The bridging lead makes a good connection with the other two lead LEDs. When the microphone is picking up no sound, allowing the current to flow. Any sounds directed at the box cause the bridging lead to jump up and down, disturbing the flow of electric current through the circuit. When the contact is worse, less current flows, and when the contact is better, more current flows. The variation in the electric current matches the pattern of a vibration caused by the sound waves. The varying current causes the tiny speakers in the earphones to move back and forth, recreating the original sound waves. Very cool indeed. And also it's got the real world inventions. Audio signal. The varying electrical current microphones produced is called an audio signal. It is a copy of the changes in air pressure of the sound wave. The audio signal can be recorded digitally inside a computer and then displayed on and manipulated by a computer. We know all about that. I used to do lots of fun projects back in the day when I was in school where I could mix audio and stuff like that. It was really, really fun to do back in the day. Anyway, so there you have it, guys. We've gone through 2 fun little projects today. I hope that was not too boring. But everybody's snoring in the back there because everybody left the chat. So that's cool. Great. At the very least, if you guys were on here and I saw about 4 people, I probably put you to sleep and at least you'll get a good nap. Yes. So tomorrow what we're going to do is we're going to build a bug bot. Yes, riveting stuff. So if you don't want to see bug bots, don't show up tomorrow. Don't show up tomorrow. You've got better things to do. It was pretty cool yesterday. I watched, was it yesterday? It was one of those yesterdays. I watched a really cool thing from Original Dobo. He did one of his live streams with Eddie Nunez, and it was cool. And they gave away a bunch of cool things. There was a mapping course for pilots that was really cool. No, they didn't give any of these away because the Pilot Institute is already giving these away. If you want to get one, you can go and sign up and pass your test. Because else you might get fined, like that Victoria's Secret guy in Ohio. But they did sell. No, they did not sell. They gave away a Pilot Institute course, which is cool. So one of those awesome people got the Part 107 thingy-majig that they can now try to pass. Sounds cool, as well as they did a lot of really cool giveaways, including, I think, they gave away a squirt, which is a really cool kind of thing. And one of the later setups, there's another, I think 2 drone kits. That's really cool stuff. And some lights, some cool lights that you can stick on your drone if you want to comply with the FAA newest regulations on flying at night. Anyway, that is all cool stuff. I thought I'd just put that out there. I was a little sad yesterday because there was no RAR. I always love my RARs from Eli, the computer guy, as well as the latest and greatest updates from Silicon Dojo. Actually, I like the Silicon Dojo stuff as well, but he cracks me up. So I enjoy watching his live RARs too. Hey, what can I say? Hey, what can I say? It'll be okay. Anyway. Let's get down to business here, and I'm going to talk about the cool things that are in this book. Again, maybe somebody will show up at a certain point again to watch this part. I'm talking about martial arts right now. Martial arts usually is cool. It's cool. People tend to like martial arts. But anyway, man, don't worry. I'm dying here. I'll be fine. Just after I recovered from choking on my spit. Old people problems. Old people problems. Dang. All right. So anyway, if you guys don't know about this book is fantastic. The video game came out before the book, but the book is out here, so you can't buy the video game because the funding ran out for that. But you can buy this at Amazon. Amazon. Words, places, technology. Anyway, I had a smile because there's another pretty lady just walking by with her doggy. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? She was smiling. She was smiling, and I had to smile back because I like to smile back at people. Even though I'm a pesky, conniving, son of a gunny human being, I still like to smile at people. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with this guy? What a son of a gun. What a son of a gun. Anyway, Grandmaster Tom Wong is the author of this book, and he reminds you in the comments there and things. If you guys want to do me a great favor, and you are amazing in your Chinese words and stuff, please create some clips on your own YouTube channel or other medium. It doesn't have to be YouTube. Maybe you hate YouTube and you have you make TikToks or whatever it is. So long as you can post a link to your video. Again, you don't have to be exclusive to YouTube to do this. You can do it on any platform. Maybe you're using WordPress. I don't care. Reddit. Maybe you're Twitter. Maybe you're a Twitterer. I don't know. Maybe you're a Twitterer. You can go ahead and create a clip of how you say the words or names in this book better than I do because I butcher everything. And you can just drop a link. Again, it doesn't have to be a specific social media platform. I will allow those links to stay. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. We're cool. Anyway, oh God. Back to after these messages, which have been said horribly, but now I'm going to start reading from the book. Here, let's go. At level 4, students focus on an even wider spectrum of variable responses and efficiency training. At this level, students must be able to use the sticky hands, skill to flow with their opponents, random attack energy, seek openings, and follow up with combination wooden dummy counter techniques once they find these openings. Meanwhile, all the fundamental supporting conditioning, including the Qigong exercises, should have advanced to new heights. Some additional supplemental hand conditioning, stretching, and weight training are also done at levels 3 and 4. At these levels, we learn to hack away the non-essential by cutting down the time needed to counterattacks while becoming more efficient when applying our techniques. By refining one's response and utilizing unpredictable attacking energy, one can make a punch, not the kind you drink, appear visually strong but land the punch lightly. At the same time, one can make a punch appear light but deliver a heavy blow. So trick your opponents. We do this all the time in boxing and other things. You do a feint. People believe that there's an extra punch coming at you at full force, but really it is feeble. So they will dodge that one so that then you can deliver the more powerful punch and get them confused so they get hit. So this technique can be quite disorienting for people who are accustomed to judging everything based on appearances. That's right. If you fight only based on what you can see with your googly eyes like mine, beady, scary, dark eyes, don't be frightened. It's okay. It's not Halloween anymore. I'm still wearing my mask. For example, many people debate about the hard style versus the soft style, but have zero understanding of the differences between the two philosophies besides what they have learned from their own limited observations. Finally, a student must test and apply the arrow step punch with different partners. As I said before yesterday, sparring with an unfamiliar partner is always better. When our students get too familiar with each other, they need to find training partners from other styles to spar with to continue improving their reaction time against unexpected occurrences. if it becomes too familiar, it becomes easy to spot and boring, and then your brain is so used to it that it's not really challenging anymore. This rings especially true for the more advanced students. In addition, it is our school's tradition to encourage our students from different training backgrounds to spar with or new students to assess their progress. This tends to happen with everything in the body. For instance, a lot of the people who like train so hard to become big, and they train the same kind of exercises to get large shoulders or whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish, big, interesting pecs or whatever it is, guns. Well, they soon find that they plateau at some point because they're doing the same thing over and over and over, and then the stimulus of the body just won't grow any larger than it is. So then you have to come up with different exercise to switch it up, and possibly switch up your nutrition from time to time too, in order for the body to feel like it needs to grow a little bit more. Anyway, what does a guy with noodly arms know about all of this? Nothing. Anyway, so furthermore, after students have experienced their first sparring session, their perception of martial arts usually begins to change. They will begin to see that a punch is no longer just a punch, and a whole new game begins for them. Sparring helps students find their own shortcomings and gain new appreciation of all the fundamental exercises. Ooh, yeah. There's some more fun anime sketches in here. This looks pretty good. Anyway, developing speed and power. Did I skip a piece yesterday? No, I don't think so. Just in case you guys didn't see the episode yesterday, here is a fun image of Sifu, Master Wong, showing some kids some moves and giving them a quick reality check and keeping them on the right path, saying, you know what, check this out. I can still hit you even though your guard is up, even though you're doing your best. I can still hit you whenever I want. Anyway, so developing speed and power. To be an efficient martial artist, one must move with speed and power. There are 3 ways to develop a fast punch or kick. At the first level, students learn how to strike rapidly with their limb outstretched to its full length. Again, stretched out to their full length doesn't mean to bend beyond the joint. So if you are extra bendy, just remember that, guys. Fully length means full length of your arm. It doesn't mean bend out if you are double jointed. You will, if you hit something full impact and you are beyond the level of your joint, that impact is not good for your joint. Remember that if you have double jointed knees as well. If you have double jointed knees, you need to develop the muscles that keep your knees from going further than they should when doing a regular kick. Else, it's not going to be cool. You will develop some issues and you will get hurt. Anyway, so then at the second level, students learn how to combine techniques and reduce inefficient movements. Finally, at the third level, students learn how to execute strikes in the close range, the famous or infamous 1-inch punch. Sketch from a video of the author using a 1-inch punch to break 2 boards. So we didn't know, but Grandmaster Tom Wong also knows how to draw, which is pretty cool right there. Awesome. Okay, so let's get down to business. Squirrel. However, before learning how to increase the power of their strikes, students must learn relaxation first. When a person throws a punch, it involves 2 groups of muscles. The triceps contracts, but the bicep relaxes. This is comparable to someone driving a car without keeping a foot on the brake. The amount of tension in your bicep determines how fast and freely you can throw a punch. The nerves in your body pass signals by relaying electrical charges from cell to cell. To increase the intensity of passing signals, we must repeatedly magnetize each cell. The amount of speed and power an individual generates depends on how much power the electro signal passes from the nerve endings to the muscle fibers. Excuse me. The greater the electro current per charge of such connection during each strike, the greater the speed and power one can generate. Therefore, it is not just the size of the muscle fiber that determines the outcome. There are 3 ways to develop power in physics. There is a simple formula to calculate power. Power equals speed times mass. Power equals speed times mass. However, in reality, there is a single phase acceleration and multiple phase acceleration. Multiple phase acceleration generates much more power than single phase acceleration. Cool. Just in case you did not hear that correctly, you can also take a quick look there. At the bottom of the page, it talks about power equals speed times mass. Cools. Sketch from a video of the author doing kicking practice with a speed ball. Again, guys, if you didn't know about Grandmaster Tom Wong's YouTube channel, there is one. It's not the guy with the English accent that swears all the time. He's got a lot of his students in the videos, and they were shot a long time ago. It's been around for a long time. Nobody watches the channel, but what are you going to do? Anyway, so it is also possible to generate more power by developing more muscle. However, we usually only seek other methods to increase punching power after we maximize muscle development. One other way we can generate more power is by using proper body alignment to prevent our body from recoiling after throwing out a powerful punch. It's one of the things that I keep talking about until my face and stuff turns pink, purple, and all that stuff. One must work very hard on their flexibility and must work hard on the strengthening of the correct muscle groups in order for you to be able to do a correct punch or kick, and to kick through flexibility and not to kick through leaning. I see people, even the professionals, even the 3rd degree, 4th degree, whatever degree black belts, I see them kicking through leaning instead of kicking through flexibility. And it's just not going to be good. You can only kick as high as your leg can stretch. If you kick further, if you kick higher than your leg can stretch, you're just off balance and your kick is pointless, especially if you're not extremely heavy, if you will. And even if you are extremely heavy, if you will, if you get pushed off in the correct, if somebody knows what they're doing, they can push you off balance once you kick. So most likely the only thing that's going to be worth anything at all is your punches. Your kicks are going to be worthless. So anyway, that's my rant there. Experienced boxers know the effectiveness and importance of a short and powerful punch. Nevertheless, the ability to execute short and powerful punches only comes from many hours of daily practice using the aforementioned special methods. Okay, so I'm going to show you the cool picture that he drew. Look at that. That's cool. I like that. That's an interesting style. Interesting style of drawing. Free sparring. Let's get into free sparring. And after free sparring, oh, there's a lot of stuff that's in here. Cool. Awesome. All right, let's get into it. Free sparring helps people test their theory of fighting. In the past, we were often challenged by surprise visits from experts with different martial art backgrounds. However, some of these experts actually had little or no free sparring experience. Instead, they assumed that everything they learned from demonstrations would work out the way they imagined in practice or as predicted. As a result, the outcomes often differed from what they expected. This was not only because there was a gap between theory and reality, but because there were hidden elements that would require the presence of a real master to recognize. On the other hand, an experienced expert recognizes a new concept when he experiences one. He might have also reached a plateau after years of training, and concluded that it would be very difficult to overcome that plateau unless he encountered a new idea or theory. Then the bigger challenge emerges within himself, especially if one has to empty his cup and start all over again as a beginner. We have had numerous accomplished martial artists restart their training as beginners, but many soon become very frustrated with a new philosophical approach and quit. It happens all the time. They go over, they challenge Grandmaster Tom Wong students. They get in the ring with them, and by getting in the ring, they will spar with whatever is required. Sometimes outside of the gym, if they don't want to wear sparring gear or whatever, they'll spar outside. If they want to spar within the gym, they can spar within the gym, but they have to sign waivers and wear the appropriate gear. But either way, they usually end up understanding that their martial art doesn't really work, or, especially as explained in the previous page, if they've only done the theoretical and now they just wanted to apply some of the theoretical, they oftentimes realize that it just doesn't work, because if you've never sparred before, there's so many things such as energy management, strategy, and stuff that people don't think about, which is so important when you just jump in there, and then you get your tushy. You get your tushy twisted all up and pretzelized. So anyway, level one. To be a champion, one must develop their speed. Students must be able to punch at least 12 times in 1 second. This normally takes less than a month to accomplish. Likewise, students must be able to kick 120 times under a minute. At the beginning stages, students train their eye and hand reflexes and go through fundamental conditioning. They must increase their body's flexibility so that they can twist their bodies and their joints to new extreme angles. And that obviously means that they've gained extra flexibility. They must also master the one arrow step punch and triangle block of simultaneous offense and defense. At the same time, they must practice their footwork, evasion, and the switching stance. Students also learn direct attacks and to punch when they see an opening. They must learn to isolate different parts of their body with efficiency and control while letting the other parts remain relatively relaxed and balanced. Level 2, strategy under the Taoism principle in sparring. Students must practice creating a response from their partner by deceiving their partner's eyes to create an opening. Students begin to learn grappling and anti-grappling techniques. All right. Part 3, a brief description of some differences between Omi Wing Chun and Shaolin Wing Chun. Differences between curriculums. So traditionally, a complete system of any type of Kung Fu consists of forms, fundamental conditioning, equipment training, Qigong, internal exercise, herbal health diet, forms, empty-handed sparring, and weapon sparring. All procurement is based on the student's character. I will add that some people like to go into other kinds of styles as well, which may be a little bit out there, like, what was it? What was it called? Stones training and stuff. I can't remember what it's called now. It'll come back to me at some point. It'll come back to me. It's another form that I can't remember now. Anyway, in the Aomei YKS SN Wing Chun curriculum, students start by learning 12 fundamental techniques, 3 empty hand forms, dummy forms, staff, and double sword forms. The 12 fundamental techniques deal with open and close range attacks, as well as direct attacks. Oh, I was thinking of Reiki. I think it was. Yeah, I was thinking Reich. Anyway, in contrast, the 12 indirect engagement of energies and disengagements that are related to combinations of striking and grappling and the corresponding applications are usually studied in depth only at more advanced levels. These forms and techniques help students understand how to utilize their body to increase their speed and flexibility and move individual areas of the body while keeping the rest of the body relaxed. Students then learn how to apply these forms and techniques at increasing levels of difficulty and practice them in coordination with drills. According to Hun Kwang Wo, a student of the Chen Shun branch and the author of a book called Weng Cheng Quen, the Shaolin Weng Cheng Luang Jan system contains 10 empty hand forms. Each form consists of 108 techniques. There are also more than 10 weapon forms. I'm going to show you this cool thing so that hopefully one of you guys or girls or whatever in between is willing to do on their social media can create a clip to let me know how to say these cool things and names that are in the book. Go ahead and become part of the community here, if you will, if you wish. You are always welcome. Relax, achieve to blah, blah, blah. Wait, did I just completely screw the pooch on it? Maybe. All right, so differences between physical training. One fights the way one trains, and the way one trains is sets the pattern of attack, defense, and rhythm of the movement. Unfortunately, one of the issues that you will find is that people that come into this form, maybe they came in from a different style or whatever, they will learn the techniques. They'll be able to do them in class maybe. But then when it comes to sparring, they will revert back to their bad habits or their different styles, and they will fail at doing these techniques simply because they're not drilled so deeply into and deep-rooted into their motor skills and stuff. So the second they start feeling pressure or something, they revert back to those other techniques that they used to know how to do, and then they stop trusting in the new techniques that they just learned in this book. So that's one of the biggest hurdles that people will have if they come from a different style and they've never done this kind of thing before. So, okay, let me go back into here. It says, for example, if a practitioner believes that his arm is like a metal club and that constant tension makes his arm a stronger club, his training may involve swinging the dumbbell or using his arms to swing and bang against heavy bags or the arms of wooden dummy. On the other hand, if one believes that his arm is like a whip and his fist is like an iron ball at the end of a whip, one will try to learn to relax and achieve the whipping effect before developing the iron ball at the end. So Taoism emphasizes relaxation as the primary foundation, and this principle practice stands true through physical and mental training. However, once a person puts in years of training, a habit is formed. So a good habit can be formed or a bad habit can be formed based on the training and the teacher that you get. So it truly depends on you, the student, but also the teacher that teaches you. But again, if you are a control freak and you don't allow and trust in your teacher, then you won't be able to learn squat. So that's another thing to worry about there. Also, Taoism emphasizes relaxation. That does not mean that there aren't going to be points of tensing during contact. If you are just throwing out your arm in total relaxation and stuff without tensing or finishing off your punch the way it's supposed to, bad things can happen. So yes, you are trying to become more relaxed and stuff like that, but there are points of tensing within the system. And a lot of people think that Tai Chi, for instance, and Wing Chun do not have any purpose, or that they just don't work, because most of the people who show up in MMA fights and a bunch of other places at UFC and blah, 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 don't know how to do it properly, and so they get their butt kicked because they are fake masters. But anyway, differences between the switching stance and the ready position. Let's talk about that real quick, and that will probably be a wrap here. Ome Wing Chung's switching stance and the ready position. The signature stance of Yun Kai-san's Aomi Wing Chun is called Yi Zi Qing Yong Ma, which translates to character 2 sheep pinning stance. It is also known to my Western students as the pigeon toe stance. Just like the original Chinese name, the pigeon-toed stance resembled the stance that a northern Chinese shepherd takes to pin down a sheep and shave its fleece. Northern China had a big influence on the origin of Wing Chun Kung Fu. The pigeon-toed stance is characterized by clamping the knees, slouching, and coiled body posture. The back is hunched like that of a Western or Mongolian wrestler. Additionally, the body weight is focused on the front part of the feet, especially on the balls and toes of the feet. So the body can explode into actions such as sprinting and jumping. This type of stance prepares the body to act as a loaded spring about to push off with explosive force, and is similar to that of a football lineman, a tennis player, or sprinter taking off. The same kinesthesis is also used when switching or shifting 0% to the 100% of one's weight from the left foot to the right foot, or vice versa, to deflect or redirect a strong oncoming force. Aomi Wing Chun places the weight on the top front of the feet and rotates the heels to change the body position. We were talking about this the other day when I said if you put all the power or all of the weight in the rear on the heel, sometimes your foot will slip and you won't be able to get or generate as much power as you wanted to, or you won't have as much ability to just jump over from one area to the other in your fight or whatever, trying to escape if you're basically planted, you're grounded. That's great for pushing on objects and stuff, but it's not great for evading things coming your way. So there is a purpose to every form and stuff, and some of the Tai Chi will require you to be more on the heel, and some other forms will require you to be more on the heel and more on your toe. In this particular case, they're talking about springiness, like when you are getting ready to start a race, you're going to be on those mounts or whatever, you're going to be on the balls of your feet, ready to jump, ready to go. So Shaolin Wing Chun uses a flat-footed stance, places the weight on the heels, and rotates the toes to change the body's position. Shaolin Wing Chun's switching stance and the ready position. Shaolin Wing Chun is characterized by a powerful-looking triangular body structure. The arms and chest form triangle shape, while the lead leg and back leg are positioned in a bow and arrow stance. This is combined with triangle footwork to advance or retreat. The chest points upward and expanded, while the arms and legs are stretched outward with tension, with an overall aggressive look. The wide and flat-footed, rooted to the ground stance is the trademark of Southern Shaolin Kung Fu and Karate, and originates from the Fujian province, where fishermen placed great importance on stable stances because they had to maintain their balance on rocky boats. So, as I just explained earlier, some things are more important than others based on what you're doing. And so that's why those things worked well for fishermen and in the Fujian province. Again, if you guys want to make a clip of how to say Fujian correctly, please do. Please do. It doesn't have to be on YouTube. It can be on any social media platform that you want. It could be on Experts column. It could be on Reddit. It could be on whatever, and then just post it underneath the video so that I can use it and other people can see how it's said correctly. Traditionally, kicking was usually discouraged since standing on one leg was considered a weaker stance for southern fishermen on the boat. Shaolin practitioners utilize the triangle structure principle in stances and body positions while remaining flat-footed. They are well known for their horse stance. Unlike Ome Wing Chun practitioners, Shaolin Wing Chun practitioners do not shift 100% of their weight on their toes or the front half of their foot when they are executing the switching stance. Instead, their switching stances put 30% of their weight on one leg and 70% on the other. They then rebalance the energy to 50% of the weight is redistributed to each foot and form a triangle static energy structure to create an unmovable or immovable static stance. So I'm going to show you here just in case I misread anything. You guys can just read it here. But please go out and get yourself this book. It's worth reading a few times. So now it's going to go into the differences between the 12 San 6 and Aomei Wing Chun's 12 ways to initialize an attack, 12 San 6. But we will continue that tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow's, as some people might say. And as I get distracted by a cute little puppy. Cute little puppy is being out there. Is being walked around. Is being walked around ever so gracefully. All right. So again, tomorrow, maybe we'll be able to try this one more time and see if we can finish this off. I was not able to figure out what the heck was going on with this. I should be able to finish this off no problem, but I still can't. We've talked about Ome Wing Chun. We talked about fun technology stuff. So I guess the only thing left to do is to go home and hopefully do another live if I have a chance to do, if I have enough time to do it. And that live will be all about that bass, no treble. No, we're going to try to get into Real Flight. Unfortunately, the other issue with Real Flight is, no, it's not an issue with Real Flight. It's an issue with Hobby Zone and Horizon Hobby. I spoke to their eBay team, and they said that the new battery was coming in. I still have not seen this battery, so I don't know if it's because of the holiday season, things are slow or whatever. I don't know. Also have not received a single thing. I have now gone through all the things that I've bought that are from Arma, Horizon Hobby, and all that stuff. And I've gone to their website and made sure that they're all registered. There's supposed to be swag, some kind of swag stuff coming. No idea what's going on with that. I don't have tracking numbers for any of that stuff. So we'll just have to see, won't we? Whether it ever shows up or not. Whether it ever shows up or not. So we'll just have to see. So there we are. I'm going to try this thing where I go down, left, up, and there. Did that work for anything? Is that now in the right place? Who knows? Do I have to do this in order for it to work? Who knows that either? It might have to be done this way. I don't know. Can try it. I'm just redoing the same moves over and over, hoping for a better outcome. And remember what Einstein said about the nature of insanity is to try the same thing over and over and over and expect different results. And as you can see, all I have accomplished after all of this moving stuff around is I have messed up the cube. And the cube is no longer going where it's supposed to be going. So who knows what the heck I've done. And I'm going to have to spend hours now trying to figure out how to get back to where I was before. But clearly it's not there. Clearly it's not that. I have not accomplished my goal in any way other than messing up what I had before, which was pretty nicely done. And this is not too bad, I guess. Could still do something like that. But it's definitely not what we wanted. It's not the solution that we wanted. So maybe I won't have to spend hours doing that, but I'll have to do that thing where I did before, where I had to find this is going to be the green and the red this time. I'll have to find a way to get the green and the red to align properly again, which is a pain. It's a pain. It's one of the pains. It's one of the pains. It's one of the pains in the games. Pumba would not, is it Pumba or Pumbaa? Would not be happy with this at all. When he gets downhearted every time that he, Fubba, not in front of the kids, Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem free. So again, you see how this is done again, like that. So then what you do is you have one on one side and one away from you. And I do believe the doobly-doo was, wait, it's right up, left, right down, left, right up, and back there. And if the doobly-doo is correct, my friends, I don't know how, this is a complete fluke. I have completed the cube, so we don't have to worry about the cube tomorrow because the cube completed itself. I don't know how. I don't know how the cube completed itself. It's some of that. I must have borrowed some of that Hollywood Disney magic. And there you go. This is how you complete a cube. Yeah. Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever, man. Anyway, I don't know how I did that. I just ran a couple of algorithms, and I guess maybe the YouTube algorithm helped me out here a little bit, so I don't have to send it my amazing army of Red Bull birds after it today. I don't know. Anyway, so that was an interesting fluke. That was an interesting fluke. I forgot to say before I leave, I must disavow something. Where it was? Where's the piece of paper where I talked about that thing? I saw a really fun video with Adam from Pet David. Actually, two videos, two cool live streams. One that he does with a really good-looking co-star, and the other one which he did with a bunch of friends of his or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to tell you guys this because I don't want anybody to go out and say that I was some kind of red pill, hack or whatever. I've never read the theory on red pill. I don't know anything. Everything that you guys hear me talk about when it comes to the Matrix and all that stuff, that's not coming from or being plagiarized or stolen from any of those guys. Just putting it out there. They are the scientists on all that red pill stuff. I want nothing to do with that. Sometimes I will say stuff that might somehow have elements of that stuff, but that's stuff that comes entirely from me. It's not copied from them. If you want to take a look at their content, go ahead and take a look at their content. It's got nothing to do with me. And I have nothing to say negatively against what they are doing. They're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. It's not related in any way. Just putting it out there just in case there's going to be somebody out there. Because if you don't say stuff like this, then people are going to come out there and say, oh, you're one of those red pill guys. No. I will remain undefined. I will remain undefined on this thing. Who I am, what I am, I will remain undefined. I will not jump onto any specific labels for myself. That's how I do my stuff. Anyway, I'm very glad. This is a very interesting fluke. I did not think that I was going to be able to finish the cube, but it has been finished. Mission accomplished. The battery on the phone is almost dead, so I'm going to go. I'm going to end live here. thank you. I'm going to finish the live like I always do. Thank you guys for joining me on this live. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the secrets here, the secret origin of Wing Chun. If you don't have this book, don't worry. I won't get a cent if you go out and buy this book. I'm just paying it forward to someone who took the time to teach me something. And so that is why I show you guys this. Also, technology is something that I like to do. One of the funnest things that I ever got to do in life was teach at ID Tech camps. It was a fantastic thing. If it hadn't been a, what do you call those things? Temporary kind of job kind of thing, I would have stayed there permanently. But unfortunately, it was only a seasonal kind of gig. But yeah, if it had been a permanent kind of gig, I would still be teaching at that place there. But most likely, I would have moved over to Florida, because at the Florida area where I worked, it was a little bit friendlier. There's something about Irvine and elitism that makes it a little bit more frustrating and difficult to stay in a job. But anyway, there we go, guys. There we go, guys. I still can't believe that I completed this, but here I've proven it in a live stream that I could complete the cube. Not bad, not bad, not bad for someone who's losing his mind. Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. And don't forget to go check out, if you are here in Irvine, California, Woodbridge, and you want to make one of those cool prizes your own, go ahead and get it. It's probably still there. Take care, guys. Have a great day. And hopefully, I'll see you in real flight.